there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Shady. You're in the zone. We're coming to you from the majestic Colorado Rocky Mountains right here in the state of Colorado where, hey, we're actually expected to get some snow today. It hasn't snowed in Colorado for real all winter, and we're kind of expecting a little bit of a storm to come in today. I hope everybody out there is doing all right. There's been a lot going on. Honestly, y'all, I've had 2 or 3 videos that I've been trying to put together over the past few days, and every time I get started on one, something else pops up. So I'm going to combine some things here just a little bit, and well, mainly because I got some questions. I need to understand some things. I need some clarity, if you will. Okay, so for my first question, I think what we need to do is we need to climb on board the good old time machine, go way back into the distant past to this past Saturday, and take a look at what happened. The United States of America sent their military and law enforcement officers into a foreign country to arrest a dictator, to bring him back to the United States, to stand trial on charges of, I don't know, gun running, drug running, running a cartel. They were also nice enough to bring his wife back with him because she's got charges on her too. And you would think that the Democrats have completely lost their minds over this thing. There was so much stuff about this going around on the internet that you couldn't keep up with it all. One of the biggest ones was, we've started a war with Venezuela. Listen, Karen, your war lasted about 45 minutes or so. We went down there, we went in, we got him, arrested him, got out, put him on a boat, put him on a helicopter, and sent him back to New York. Your war lasted, I don't know, about 45 minutes or so. That was your war. Now, let's go back in time just a little bit further, y'all. And does anybody remember this? You guys remember this 6 months ago? Democrats losing their minds out in the streets, dressed like Furbies, protesting, yelling, screaming, no kings, no kings, no kings. So when the president of the United States takes out a brutal South American dictator, in other words, getting rid of a king, all of a sudden now we have a problem. I mean, no kings, unless it is a brutal South American dictator. That's okay. So let's talk about what happened in Minnesota yesterday. A federal law enforcement officer shoots and kills a 37-year-old wife and mom who came all the way from Colorado to protest injustice. And while she was protesting injustice, she was impeding officers in the carrying out of their duties. She was not complying with orders, and she tried to run a law enforcement officer over. And you can look, I've heard it all. You can take all of your little theories about the way the tires were slanted and how you can take all that and you can throw it out the window, because guess what? Another video came out this morning from another angle that actually shows the woman striking the law enforcement officer with her vehicle. The law enforcement officer pulled out his weapon and fired, and he stopped this woman from killing him and maybe killing other people. But this law enforcement officer, this ICE agent, he's evil. He's a demon. He's a criminal. He murdered that woman. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Seeing that we've already used the good old time machines today, let's do it again. Let's go back to January of 2021. This lady right here, Ashley Babbitt, 35 years old, a wife, a mother, a veteran, is at the Capitol protesting injustice. A Capitol police officer steps out from a hiding place with his weapon drawn as Miss Babbitt is attempting to come through a broken glass door. This Capitol police officer fires one shot, point blank range, strikes Ashley Babbitt in the throat and kills her. He does not fire again at any of the other protesters, at any of the other insurrectionists in the building. Instead, he runs away. He runs. And after he's found a safe place to hide for over 15 minutes, that's when he calls this in. Yet, he's a hero. He deserves accolades and awards. I got questions, y'all. But before I go on, there is one other thing that I want to point out about this. Yesterday, when this happened, the news media was all abuzz, and all anybody wanted was the name of this ICE officer. They had to have his identity. They wanted his name, they wanted his badge, they wanted his face all sprayed out in public, but none of them, at least for the first couple of hours, were even asking about who this woman was. Folks, her name was Renee Good. She was 37 years old, and she was from Colorado. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that the mainstream media didn't care about the victim? All they wanted was that officer. And while we're on the subject of Minnesota, I would be remiss. I would actually lose sleep over this, y'all, if I did not bring up one of my favorite people in the whole world, Governor Tim Walz, who got on TV yesterday after the shooting incident and handled it the way he usually handles everything in the world, badly. But the thing about Timmy is Timmy knows that he's in deep, deep water. He's about to go down. So, while all this stuff about Venezuela was going on, it was at the top, the top tier of the news. Timmy sneaks on TV and he announces that he's not going to run for a historical third term. Can you believe it? In the middle of all this daycare fraud and everything else that he's neck deep in, he's going to sneak out. And he says that he could probably win the election if he put 100% into it, but he would rather spend his final year fighting for the people of Minnesota. Timmy Walz is the one who stood up here ever since Kamala Harris gave him a little bit of recognition, gave him a little bit of cred by nominating him for her VP. Ever since then, Timmy he's an alpha male, y'all. He is a great hunter. He is an expert auto mechanic who has this love for older vehicles. This man can speak and understand guy code. That's remarkable. I mean, Tim Walz is badass. But as soon as he gets in trouble, as soon as he starts smelling what's coming, he hits the road. I'm not going to run for a third term. And not only that, but what does he do? He does what every single one of them do. After all these months of being Mr. Macho Alpha Male, Mr. Macho Alpha Male, what does he do? He blames Donald Trump. I'm serious. Even his daughter, And this is out there. I've seen it probably 20 times. I don't have it here to play it. But even his daughter, she gets on and she talks about him not running for about, I don't know, maybe a minute. And then all of a sudden, it all shifts to it's Trump's fault. Trump bullied him. And that's what Timmy's saying. Trump bullied me. Mr. Alpha Male. Trump bullied you. They always turn around. They always want to be the victim. They talk all this crap. They a lot of the times they hope somebody will forget about it. They don't think that we can retain a memory for over a week. But they talk all this stuff, and then as soon as the walls start closing in on them, all of a sudden they're the victim. And we got them right here in Colorado, y'all. We do. Just like Walls. They talk all bad. They talk like they're all tough guys and stuff. And then when the heat comes down on them, all of a sudden, they change up. Case in point. And I just did a video on this lady just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Same thing for months and months. She shakes her little fist at the Department of Justice. She refuses to turn over the voter records for the last election. And as soon as the DOJ sues her, before the day is over, she posts an ad on social media, and the first line in that ad, where she's begging for money for her campaign because she wants to be Attorney General, but the first line in that ad, the Trump administration's DOJ is suing me. As soon as the heat gets on them, as soon as the pressure starts on them, as soon as the walls start closing in on them, they become victims. So yeah, Colorado is chock full of these people. I mean, we got this guy right here. Now I want you to take a minute. Some of you are going to know who this is. Some of you may not. But I want you to take a good little look at this guy. And you tell me, put it in the comments down below. What do you think this person does for a living? You got it? Cool. All right. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Phil Weiser. And he is the Attorney General for the state of Colorado. This guy, this Barney Fife, Mr. Rogers looking dork, is the chief law enforcement officer for the state of Colorado. Now he comes on social media and he says, I'm going to demand that they open an investigation on the shooting in Minneapolis, yada, yada, yada. How freaking stupid are you, Phil? Do you not think that there are multiple investigations going on into this right now? Just another example. And there's a lot of you out there right now that are asking yourselves, example of what? What was your question that you had, Shady? Well, here's my question to all you liberals out there that might have somehow stumbled upon this channel. My question to you is, do you seriously hypocrite this much? It's amazing, y'all. These people say things, do things. They think we're either going to forget them or ignore them. It's going to fade away and we're not going to remember. We remember. We remember lots of things. Look, y'all, I told you, 2026 is going to be one heck of a year. We are in for a ride. I hope that you are buckled up, folks, because what are we, 8 days into it, 9 days into it right now? And look at what all has happened in the past week or so. Y'all hold on. There's things coming. This is just the start. Till the next time, I want y'all to do me a favor. Take care of yourselves and each other. God bless you. And hey, y'all stay shady.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. And these shields, boys!